Coming up next, the controversial decision to shut a local prison after more than a century. We have reaction, including someone who worked there.
So when I went to these other facilities, I realized how special Rockview was compared to them.
Plus, after 3 Pennsylvania police officers are killed in the line of duty, we look at the dangers of the job and how they're affecting police recruiting.
And the far-reaching impacts of this week's Penn State's whiteout game. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Kate Delmonico.
And I'm Noah Flennard. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, the process to begin closing Rockview Prison and the Quahana Boot Camp in Central PA is expected to begin soon. The decision is highly controversial and there's been strong reaction. Reporter Ava Brown is live in our studio. Ava?
Noah, the governor's administration made the final decision 4 days ago, and reaction to the prison closing ranges from anger to acceptance. There are concerns about jobs and the local economy.
For more than 100 years, Rockview State Prison near Bellefonte has been a part of Center County's landscape, employing hundreds and shaping the community around it. But now, Governor Josh Shapiro's administration plans to permanently shut down the prison. The state will also close the Quahana Boot Camp in Clearfield County, citing declining inmate populations and the need to cut costs. The final decision has been met with strong pushback from politicians to community members.
If you were going to close a facility, it should be a facility that has a combination of high operating costs and high recidivism rates. And instead, they closed a facility that had really low recidivism rates and a relatively low cost of operation.
State officials argue the closures could ultimately save up to $100 million and say the move reflects a shrinking inmate population. But Center County leaders say the state ignored how much Center County will lose.
We think that saving $100 million over 10 years or 12 years, whatever the number was, is not worth a $118 million hit annually in this region.
Retired Rockview employee Douglas Samsel says the culture and resources at Rockview are unique from other facilities he's seen and will be missed.
Something that we knew was coming, but we just didn't know when. So a little bit of sadness, but understanding why they're doing it.
The closure hits close to home for those like Samsel who spent their careers inside Rockview's walls.
When I went to these other facilities, I realized how special Rockview was compared to them. We had a lot of different vocational schooling there inside the facility. Also had, an education building that helped get GEDs, and there's just a lot of programs that Rockview offered.
The state says the shutdown process will begin soon and take at least 4 months.
The almost 900 total employees at both facilities are guaranteed a job with their existing pay and classification at any facility within 67 miles. I'm Ava Brown reporting. Now back to you.
Thanks, Ava. Funeral arrangements have been announced for the 3 police officers killed in the line of duty in York County. They were shot while trying to serve a warrant last week. The funerals for Cody Becker, Mark Baker, and Isaiah Emmenheiser are set for Thursday in Red Lion at Living Word Community Church. The murders of those officers is the latest in a string of high-profile police deaths across the country in recent years. It's again put a spotlight on the dangers of serving in law enforcement. Officers were searching for a stalking suspect at a home in York County when authorities say the man ambushed them, opening fire with a rifle. 3 veteran police officers were killed and 2 others critically wounded. The suspect, Matthew Ruth, was also shot and killed. Governor Josh Shapiro paid tribute to the fallen officers and others who wear the badge.
I think it is important that this Commonwealth knows that every day we appreciate those who put on the uniform and those who keep us safe.
Tragedies like this are part of a larger disturbing trend. The National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund reports 147 officers died on duty in 2024. That's a 25% increase from the year before. Those risks are also complicating recruitment. According to the International Association of Chiefs of Police, more than 70% of agencies say hiring new officers is harder now than it was 5 years ago. I'm outside Penn State's College of Liberal Arts, where hundreds of students are preparing for careers in law enforcement. To them, stories like York County are not just headlines. They're a reminder of the reality they may face after graduation. Criminology major Grace Remdika says for students committed to this path, the risk won't deter them.
Every major you're going to hear stuff about bad things happening, so I think if you're really passionate about it, that's something that you stick with it, and if not, you find something else that you think would fit you better.
As departments struggle to fill their ranks, tragedies like York County's highlight just how much is at stake for those willing to serve. The 2 police officers seriously hurt in that York shooting are making progress in the hospital. At last check, they were in satisfactory condition.
Former Gregg Township Secretary Pamela Hackenberg has been sentenced to 2 to 4 years in state prison. She pled guilty to felony theft and other charges. Authorities say Hackenberg stole just under $550,000 from Gregg Township. She worked there from 2019 just until last year. In health news, experts say Chagas disease is spreading and is becoming more common here in the United States. Also known as the kissing bugs disease, it's spread through the feces of kissing bugs, insects found across North and South America. The parasites enter the body when the insect's waste comes into contact with the eyes, the mouth, or by a bite. The disease can be deadly. Cases have been identified in at least 8 states, including Pennsylvania. A new coffee shop is opening here at State College. 7 Brew Coffee is building a new drive-thru location at Hills Plaza on South Atherton Street. That's next to the Ollie's Outlet. The stand won't have indoor seating, but it will feature 2 drive-thru lanes where employees take orders on iPads and deliver drinks directly to your car. The location is expected to open in mid to late November. Other businesses in State College and across Central PA are ready to cash in on Penn State's Whiteout Weekend. There's a lot of buzz with the top 10 game between the Nittany Lions and Oregon Ducks. Reporter Gigi Jones takes a look at how the biggest game of the season impacts more than just its fans.
Penn State's Whiteout football game brings tens of thousands of fans to State College and puts a national spotlight on the university. When you think Whiteout, you think Beaver Stadium. But here in downtown State College, the impact starts long before kickoff. For fans, it's about tradition, but for businesses, it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Anytime you're bringing more people into town, it's a great thing for us. It's a great thing for the community.
Stores like McClanahan's see the weekend as an essential part of their football season profits.
Your sales are obviously going to increase the more people you have here. I think the excitement also, it drums up a lot of business for us. But we really just love the energy, and we love being around the people and being able to have a product that they're really excited about.
From t-shirts to sweatshirts and even buttons, stores are gearing up with extra merchandise for the weekend. Just down the street from McClanahan's, the student bookstore is preparing for the same rush.
They come in right away to buy whatever they can before, they go to tailgate. And just from 8 a.m. to literally the end of the night, it's insane. People 24/7, lines out the door, everywhere you go.
And it's not just retail. Restaurants like Brothers Bar and Grill also feel the whiteout wave as they prepare days in advance for the crowds. Bartender Mary Black says the weekend really begins on Thursday.
Besides that, we really just try and have the bar super stocked for all the deals that we offer, and yeah, we're just super excited to have a great time with everyone.
From packed shops to sold-out hotels, it's the most anticipated weekend in State College. I'm Gigi Jones reporting.
Whiteout Weekend also impacts towns across Central PA. The Oregon team reportedly will stay in Altoona for the game weekend. And one of the Oregon fan trips has fans staying all the way in Hershey. We'll have more on the game later in sports.
How's the weather looking for the Whiteout Weekend? We check the 7-day forecast, coming right up.
And meet one of the most unusual college football players you've ever seen. And he's right here in Central Pennsylvania. Also coming up, our area desperately needs the rain this week to help with drought conditions. More on that when we come back. It's become a popular tradition in State College called Pop-Up Avenue. Reporter Catherine Schreiner takes you to South Allen Street, where an event over the weekend brought the community together. And it's important for businesses too.
Thrifting King founder and owner Corey Steinruck has been a vendor for Pop-Up Ave for the past 2 years. With a store over in Plaza Center Antiques in Bellefonte, he made the drive to State College to show off his 1970s to Y2K thrifted looks at Brad and Andrea Grosnick's biannual event, Pop-Up Ave.
I just, heard all about it, and I thought it was a great opportunity to expand and grow local businesses here in the area. And I think Brandon and Andrea did a great job finding great artists, great curators, everything else like that for our local community.
Steinruck found this event last year and decided to take his small business and showcase it.
So I think it's really great that we're using this opportunity with the students here at school to really expand in Center County and not just in State College.
Pop-Up Ave actually made its debut almost a decade ago in 2016 after co-founders, the Grosnicks, moved here from New York City. They noticed that unlike anywhere they had lived, Center County lacked flea market style events for local business.
For like one day, twice a year, we can bring in a certain kind of retail and it seems like to be really enjoyed by the community.
Nearly 10 years later, Pop-Up Ave has grown with the same community that's been enjoying it. Today's 45 vendor event is located on South Allen Street, but that was not always the case. For multiple years, it was on South Fraser Street, and even before that, it was where the Maxon now stands. More vendors from all over Pennsylvania, including Philly, Harrisburg, and Pittsburgh, come to the Grosnicks event. Not only does the event boost sales for each vendor, but it introduces businesses to a new audience of students and year-round residents.
We wouldn't do it if the community didn't show up, but we have about 3,000 people show up every time we do this, walking through, buying stuff.
In State College, I'm Katherine Schreiner for the Center County Report.
Pop-Up Ave will return to Center County on South Allen Street in the spring.
To another community event now, where local residents and Penn State help give back to the less fortunate. Volunteers at the Arboretum turned out recently to harvest and gather hundreds of pounds of fresh produce. This charitable yearly tradition helps support the State College Area Food Bank. As for right now, the workers have donated almost 1,900 pounds of okra, corn, squash, and other produce.
We're finally getting some rain this week, but much of Pennsylvania is still very dry, and some places are even in drought conditions. The latest U.S. Drought Monitor map shows Center County as abnormally dry with moderate drought in other places. That's after a stretch of dry weather from early August until this week.
Although drought, sometimes as people we're not upset by a lack of rain, this actually really is impactful in the agriculture industry. Foliage will not be as vibrant. The trees then don't have enough moisture, so the leaves will look a little bit less pretty this time of year.
So, what's the weather look like for the rest of this week? Let's check in with Filippo and the 7-day forecast.
It has been extremely dry across Pennsylvania over the last 60 days, and we finally got some much needed rainfall last night. A live look at Beaver Stadium right now shows those clouds in place ahead of the massive whiteout game this weekend. Right now, 70 degrees with overcast skies. Our dew point at 66, much more humid than it has been the last few days. You may have noticed it as you stepped outside today. Let's take a look at that drought monitor. As previously stated, Center County, we are in a D0 or abnormally dry conditions, but just off to our northwest in the northern the northern portion of the state, as well as in northwestern Pennsylvania, in a moderate drought, even some severe and extreme drought around the western Pittsburgh metropolitan area. Right now on radar and satellite, we have rain in the picture right now. We have a slug of moisture moving through Clearfield County right now on its way through into northern Center County in the next few minutes. And we're going to be seeing much more of this rainfall. Let's time it all out for you. Going throughout the rest of the day today, we'll see our current precip start to move through, some afternoon showers underway now, and we'll be continuing throughout the evening. I want to draw your attention to southeast Pennsylvania, where some of those downpours may be a bit stronger and some could even be severe. As we go throughout Wednesday, we'll see the clouds come back and we'll get more rain, much needed rain in fact. So for today, a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center for Harrisburg, Philadelphia, Allentown, and up into Scranton in southeast Pennsylvania and eastern Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at the end of this week. We have another low pressure system that will be moving through the Great Lakes region, and that'll be bringing some very heavy precipitation Thursday morning. So if you're getting up and waking up for those 8 a.m. classes on Thursday, you're going to be noticing some very heavy rainfall. And as we move into the beginning of our weekend, things will start to clear out and we'll start to see a little bit more sunshine. So let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. For today, 73 degrees, our high temperature. Afternoon showers are already on the way and will be continuing throughout this evening. Southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, we will see things clear out, partly cloudy skies, a low of 61 degrees, still well above average for this time of the year, and calm winds. And for tomorrow, wash, rinse, repeat. We'll see our high temperature in the mid-70s, 75. Those showers moving in later in the day. And for our 7-day outlook, those temperatures remaining well above average for this time of the year. Right now, we're seeing plenty of precipitation, but that precipitation will clear out just in time for the whiteout weekend and the massive game against Oregon.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want to hear. I don't want to be sitting in the student section soaked and drenched.
No ponchos needed.
Perfect.
Thank goodness. I'm happy to wear my nice white outfit and enjoy the sun and enjoy one last whiteout game. So thank you, Filippo. Let's send it over now to Gigi to see what's coming up in sports.
Coming up next in sports, we look ahead to Penn State football's biggest game yet this season. All eyes are on the Nittany Lions and the Ducks. And an unlikely athlete paves his own path and turns back the clock at a Pennsylvania college. You'll meet him. I'm Gigi Jones with sports. It's whiteout weekend at Penn State. After a win against Villanova to close out the non-conference schedule, the Nittany Lions face a major test on Saturday. In a rematch of the Big Ten championship, they'll take on the number 6 ranked Oregon Ducks and their potent offense. Penn State coach James Franklin says it'll be a great atmosphere, but something he can't spend too much time on.
So, I'll take my 8 seconds when we walk out of the tunnel and kind of take it all in and feel the energy. And then once you kind of run out in the field, you're kind of locked in and focused on the opponent and the challenge.
ESPN's College Game Day pregame show will also broadcast from Old Main on Saturday morning. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. and you can listen live on Penn State Com Radio. Now to high school football. One of the big games over the weekend in our area was the backyard brawl between Bellwood-Antis and Tyrone. After the whistle, reporter Chris Vadney was there for the 85th edition of this rivalry.
Tyrone and Bellwood-Antis met for the 85th installment of the backyard brawl. The stands packed, the energy high, and Bellwood beat back rival Tyrone.
A lot of our coaching staff are Bellwood guys, so we kind of grew up with this rivalry just like our kids have grown up with the rivalry. Whenever you have two great communities like Bellwood and Tyrone going at each other, this atmosphere was awesome. This is something I told our kids before the game, like, you have to enjoy the moment.
Chase Plummer snagged this interception and ran it all the way to the house early on in this game, which sparked a number of Bellwood big plays.
It's definitely a special moment, I saw him pump to the side, and I just knew that ball was mine. Yeah, I've had a pick six before. That was definitely energizing. This is a big game. I'm glad it happened here.
The backyard brawl is special. You saw the highlights. You saw the pick six earlier in this game as Bellwood-Antis would go on to force 3 more turnovers, taking the win over the Golden Eagles here at Veterans Memorial Field. Alex McCartney was a man making some memories. He rushed for 3 touchdowns tonight after the Blue Devils lost this game 2 years ago.
We lost 34-0. Then I tore my ACL, and I just remembered that. I sat over there with my dad, and I remember him saying, "Remember this," and I remembered it tonight.
This trophy has seen 20 different backyard brawls, and now it's back in Bellwood.
You can see highlights and post-game reaction from the top local high school games this Friday on our sports show After the Whistle. That's live at 11:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Penn State Student Media. Hockey season is here. The 8th-ranked Penn State women's team opens the season at Pagula Ice Arena on Thursday. It's a non-conference series against the 9th-ranked St. Lawrence. Penn State is coming off a historic season, winning a record program 31 games last year. The home opening series is set for Thursday night and Friday afternoon. And to women's soccer now, the Nittany Lions hit the road this weekend to Illinois and Northwestern. The team is coming off a tough home loss on Saturday, losing 2-1 against Wisconsin at Jeffrey Field. Penn State struck first early in the match, but the Badgers sealed the win in the second half. The Lions are now 5-3-2, and they play on Thursday in Champaign. And finally, we end with a feel-good sports story. One of the newest members of the Lycoming College football team is a lot different than your average college student. He's 58 years old. Tom Sillo had a career, a family, and a dream. He started college and is now a first-year student and defensive lineman at Lycoming College in Williamsport. His coach let Silo try out, and he proved himself. The Williamsport native is more than twice the age of his teammates, but his motivation is just as strong.
I thought, I'm going to give this a shot, and I'm going to write the script. I'm not going to let somebody talk me out of this or self-doubt pull me back.
Sillo hasn't seen any action yet this season, but his coach says he's a valuable member of the team whose discipline and life experience sets a good example for other players.
This afternoon.
That's all for sports. Now back to the lovely table over here. We have an exciting weekend coming up. I know you guys are going to be at the game. How are you feeling about this Saturday?
I am so excited, and I have to say one of the things I'm most excited about is this matchup. I'm really excited to see the Nittany Lions go against the Ducks. I think after a string of non-conference games, I'm really excited for some good competition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think we definitely can hold the Ducks to a loss.
Definitely. Well, after what we went through last season, I'm excited to hopefully bring home a dub.
Yes, definitely, and enjoy the nice weather and our last whiteout day. So thank you, Gigi. Coming up next, a popular Center County cultural event celebrates its 5th year in State College. More on that after the break. The Happy Valley Latin Festival returned to downtown State College for its 5th year to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. The celebration over the weekend featured live music, salsa dancing, local artists, and food vendors. The festival first started in 2021 at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Plaza. It's a chance to showcase the diversity of Hispanic culture in Center County. That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Friday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.